There was a dark, silent forest. The air was cold, and the trees whispered to each other. A boy named Ryan stood there, alone. His heart was beating fast. Thud, thud. Something was following him. He couldn't see it, but he could hear it. Footsteps, slow, careful, heavy. Who was there? Or what was there? Ryan held his breath. His legs were shaking, but he had to move. With every step, the sound behind him grew louder. Crunch, crunch, crunch. It felt like a shadow was reaching out to him, trying to grab his soul. Ryan turned around quickly, but there was nothing. The forest was empty, just darkness, just silence. He whispered to himself, maybe it's just the wind, but in his heart, he knew it wasn't. Something was watching him. He couldn't explain it, but he could feel eyes staring right into his heart. And then, a voice, a whisper, Ryan. The boy froze. The voice was soft, almost like it was calling him from far away. But who was it? How did they know his name? He turned his head again, searching, but all he saw was darkness, black shadows dancing between the trees. Suddenly, a cold hand touched his shoulder. Ryan jumped, screaming, and fell to the ground. His eyes were wide. His heart felt like it would burst. But when he looked up, there was no one there. "What's happening to me?" he whispered, tears in his eyes. The wind blew softly, and the forest whispered secrets he couldn't understand. He wanted to run, but his legs felt heavy. The night was endless, and Ryan was trapped. But deep inside, he heard another voice. This one was gentle. This one was his own. "Listen, Ryan. Just listen." And that's when he realized. The forest wasn't trying to scare him. It was speaking to him. It had stories to tell, secrets to share. The crunching footsteps were not a monster. The voice calling his name was not a ghost. They were moments. They were memories. They were memories. They were sounds waiting to be heard. Dear friends, this story is not about fear. It's about listening, really listening. Sometimes, life is like Ryan's forest. Dark, scary, mysterious. But if we stop running, if we stand still and truly listen, we can hear the most beautiful stories. Stories that touch our hearts. Stories that change our lives. Listening is powerful. Listening helps us learn. Listening helps us understand. Think about it. When you were a child, didn't you love listening to bedtime stories? Didn't the voices of your parents or grandparents make you feel safe? Their words created pictures in your mind. You could see the castles, the dragons, the heroes, and the magic, all with your ears. That's the magic of listening. Now, I want you to imagine another story. A girl named Maya. She lived in a small village. Her father was very poor, and Maya couldn't go to school. She wanted to learn, but they had no books, no teachers. One day, Maya found an old radio. It was broken, but her father fixed it for her. When she turned it on, she heard a voice. It was a man reading stories. The stories were about kings, about wars, about love, and about dreams. Maya closed her eyes and listened. Every night, she listened. The words became her teachers. The stories became her school. And slowly, Maya learned new words. She learned English. She learned the language of dreams. Years later, Maya grew up and became a teacher. She taught children who had no books. And do you know what she told them? Listening is your superpower. If you can listen, you can learn anything. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that true? When we listen to English stories, we are not just learning words. We are learning feelings. We are learning expressions. We are learning how to dream. When you listen to someone speak in English, don't just hear the words. Feel them. Close your eyes. Let the words touch your heart. Because when you truly listen, magic happens. Have you ever watched the rain? Have you listened to the sound it makes? Drip, drop, drip, drop. It's like music. It's soft, but it touches your soul. Listening to English stories is just like that. The words fall like raindrops into your mind. At first, you may not understand everything. That's okay. Just listen. Let the sounds fall gently. Let the words create music. There is no need to rush. Listening is like planting a seed. If you water it every day, it will grow. Slowly, beautifully. And one day, you will speak English without fear. You will speak with confidence. You will speak with joy. Friends, life is full of beautiful sounds. The laughter of a child. The voice of someone you love. The song of a bird in the morning. These sounds make life special. In the same way, the sounds of English stories make learning beautiful. They make learning easy. Every time you listen to a story, you are building a bridge. A bridge between you and the English language. A bridge that takes you to new places, new dreams, and new opportunities. Imagine this. One day, you are sitting in an interview. The person in front of you asks a question in English. You smile. You speak clearly. And you get the job. Why? Because you listened. You practiced. You believed in yourself. Imagine this. One day, you travel to another country. You meet people from around the world. You talk with them. You laugh with them. You share stories with them. And they say, "Wow, your English is amazing." Doesn't that feel good? But it all starts with listening. Listening is the key. Listening is the first step to learning. So, my dear friends, are you ready? Are you ready to listen to more stories? To let the words touch your heart? To let the sounds create magic in your mind? Let's do it together. Let's listen. Let's learn. And let's dream. If this story touched your heart, if it made you smile or made you feel something, I have a small request. Keep listening. Keep believing. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel. Together, we will make English fun. Together, we will grow. And together, we will create magic. Thank you for listening. Thank you for believing. And remember, the more you listen, the more you learn. Let's begin our journey, one story at a time. In life, we meet many types of friends. Some are rich, and some are poor. Friendship between rich and poor shows how love and care can be more important than money. This topic is important because it teaches us to respect people for who they are, not what they have. Listening to English stories helps us learn simple words, grow our knowledge, and enjoy new ideas. Late one cold night in New York, the city lights sparkled, but the streets felt empty and quiet. In a small park, two boys, Jake and Adam, sat under a dim street light. They were best friends but lived very different lives. Jake was from a wealthy family with everything he could ever want: big houses, fast cars, and fancy clothes. Adam, on the other hand, had a simple life. He lived in a tiny apartment with his mom, who worked 2 jobs just to pay the bills. Their friendship was strong, but no one understood it. How can someone like Jake, with all his riches, be friends with Adam, who has nothing? People often whispered. But Jake and Adam never cared about what others said. They had a bond that was stronger than money or status. One day, something unusual happened. Jake invited Adam to his mansion for the first time. Adam hesitated, feeling out of place. "Are you sure I should come?" Adam asked shyly. "Of course. You're my best friend," Jake replied with a big smile. When Adam arrived, he couldn't believe his eyes. The mansion was massive, with golden lights shining everywhere. The rooms were filled with expensive things: paintings, sculptures, and even a huge piano that no one played. Jake showed Adam around, but Adam felt uncomfortable. He thought about how different his life was compared to Jake's. Later that evening, Jake's parents joined them for dinner. The table was full of delicious food, but Adam could only eat a little. Jake's father asked, "Adam, what does your father do?" Adam looked down and said softly, "I don't have a father. It's just me and my mom." The room became silent. Jake quickly changed the topic to make Adam feel better. That night, when Adam went home, he told his mom about the dinner. She smiled and said, "Remember, Adam, real friends don't care about money. They care about your heart." The next weekend, Jake visited Adam's small apartment. It was very different from his mansion: no fancy decorations, no big rooms. But Jake felt something special there. Adam's mom welcomed him with a warm hug and served simple food. Jake smiled and said, This is the best meal I've had in a long time." Jake noticed how happy Adam's family was, even though they had so little. They laughed, shared stories, and made Jake feel like part of the family. Jake realized that happiness wasn't about money or big houses, it was about love and kindness. One winter day, something terrible happened. Jake's father's business faced big problems, and they lost most of their money. The mansion was sold, and Jake's family had to move to a small house. Jake was heartbroken, but Adam stood by him. "Don't worry, Jake," Adam said. "I'm here for you, just like you were there for me." Jake's life changed completely. He had to adjust to living without luxury. Adam taught him how to live simply and appreciate the small joys of life. Jake learned how to cook, clean, and even ride the bus. Their friendship grew even stronger during this tough time. Jake saw the world through Adam's eyes and realized how much he had taken for granted. Adam showed Jake how to be grateful and stay positive, even in hard times. One day, while walking in the park, Jake said, "Adam, I never knew life could be so beautiful without all the fancy things. Thank you for teaching me what really matters." Adam smiled and replied, "And thank you for being my friend when no one else believed in me." Tips for a strong friendship between rich and poor. Respect each other. Money should never define a person. Share experiences, learn from each other's lives. Stay kind. True friendship is about love, not gifts or wealth. Be there in hard times. Support your friends when they need you most. Focus on the heart. A good heart matters more than anything else. This story teaches us that friendship is not about what you have, but who you are. Rich or poor, true friends stand by each other no matter what. They share, laugh, and learn together. Remember, money can buy things, but it can't buy real love or trust. Life is better with good friends. So always value your friendships and be the kind of friend who makes others feel special. If you enjoyed the story and want more inspiring tales, make sure to like this post and subscribe to Alok IQ for more amazing content.